live stream. Share. Nydia, do you see it in the?
Well, welcome everyone to the Women's Fast Pitch. I hope you enjoyed that promo video at the very beginning of our countdown. We're really excited to have you part of the Midwest Women's Fast Pitch Regional Competition. We have amazing women who were picked from about 30 applicants to be able to be the top 6 in the Midwest. I've had great conversations with them about their pitches, where they are, and just amazing, tenacious, determined, gritty, female-led businesses and female founders that are making significant impact in their region and in the global ecosystem. So hi, welcome to the Women's that's later on. Women's Fast Pitch. I'm the founder of Stella Labs, Dr. Sylvia Ma. So welcome today. There's a little reminder that we are a not-for-profit. Stella Labs is a business accelerator on a mission to increase representation and funding opportunities for women and minority-led startups. So if you hear somebody tonight or this afternoon that you absolutely want to have a better conversation with, please let us know and we'll connect you. This is about our 5th year hosting the Women's Fast Pitch and our 1st year taking it nationwide. Last year we did a couple of pilots. We were also involved with the Innovate Her national competition for the last 2-3 years when it was going on. And then basically what happened is that COVID canceled live events. So what do? We take that as an opportunity to make this event bigger than last year's past events. And the result is a nationwide pitch competition spanning 6 cities over 6 weeks, actually 6 regions with multiple cities being represented by these wonderful founders that are pitching. Each week, participants from different US regions will pitch their business ventures in front of you, the audience, and in front of some judges. So the audience members, hi, hello, please chat it up on the right-hand side. I think it's the right-hand side. Yes, the right-hand side of your screen, and let us know that you're here. Who is in the house and who's supporting these female founders? Is there a co-founder out there? Is there an investor out there? Just let us know. We're watching the live stream and we're really excited for you to be part of it. The winner of each of these regions will advance to the national competition, which will take place during Women's Venture Summit on September 18th and 19th. And one winner will take home a $10,000 investment and $30,000 in in-kind services. So we're really excited to have this opportunity be brought to you by the founders and the leaders of Stella Labs and Stella Angels. But without further ado, I want to introduce you to the astounding, amazing judges we have in the house tonight. We reached out to female founders and female funders, investors. They're entrepreneurs they invest in, and other advocates like accelerators out there saying, can you please be judges of this wonderful competition? So each region gets their own judges. Some of them are repeats like Amy, you'll see tonight again. So without further ado, I just want to introduce them. First is Oralia Alvarez. Oralia, are you here? I know I saw her for a little bit, but I will introduce her. She is a fantastic investor. She has a passion for impact, and she's a real estate investor turned angel investor. She's really passionate about economic development, especially in diverse founders and diverse regions. She's also vegan and also just a proponent of animals, if you've ever met her. So we'd love to have Oralia here. She's also she's part of Founders First Capital Partners that does amazing things as an accelerator and fund and just economic development powerhouse. So Oralia, thank you for being here tonight. Wonderful. So the next judge that I'd like to introduce is Amy Duncan. Hi, Amy. Actually, Oralia and Amy both come from San Diego, and we're loving to have San Diegans in the house. So thank you, Amy, for always being available to judge. But Amy's awesome. She's a life science business and strategy marketing consultant turned investor. She does investing with her husband as well. So we also have another husband-wife team, which is Sue Baggett. You'll learn more about her in a little bit. But she's also this year the fund manager for San Diego Angel Conference Fund 3. So she's a mover and doer and strategist and marketing person, and just really she wants to make an impact on raising up the number of angel investors in San Diego and through the conferences that we're doing nationwide. So hi, Amy, thanks for being here.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Amy. And then next we have a Midwest native, Carolyn Leonard. Well, maybe not native, because she's just like amazing. Carolyn, I've met you so many years ago, and you have just been a mentor for me. We've done things together. I had her part of my podcast, and just her story, you've got to hear it. She was on the Chicago Board Options Exchange. She was on the floor. She wore a pink jacket. You've just got to listen to her story. And she is just a phenomenal powerhouse. She started Diamond. It is an organization that really empowers women to understand their finances all the way through, and really is a powerhouse of empowering women in general. So Carol, and also she was founder of Diamond Angel. So thank you, Caroline, for being here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yes, and last but not least is Sue Baggett. She's also from the Midwest, and Sue is my dear investment committee member, partner in Next Wave Impact Fund. So Sue has been just a real big rock for Next Wave Impact Fund on creating more empathy towards our entrepreneurs, our fund. She's also startup mentor all over the place. She does consulting. She's part of Queen City Angels, and she does investment with her husband, which is like, if you see them do this workshop together, they just like have best practices all over the place, and they punt it over to each other. It's a fantastic way that they do this together. So welcome, Sue.
Hey, Sylvia, great to see you.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. So without further ado, I wanted to introduce you to the women who will be pitching tonight. There's a short video that I'll be playing so that you can kind of understand who is in the house tonight. Give me 1 second to share my screen. Whew. And I can't find it, so give me a second. Going over here. Wonderful. Okay, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties to find my screen, which is kind of interesting because I've never had this happen. I can always share my screen. Oh, there it is. Okay, perfect. So now it is updated, and I will start this wonderful video. Well, these ladies are fantastic. So the first one that we'll be pitching is Rachel Angel from Peerro, and I think that she's on. Let me just make sure. Oh, she'll be coming in right now. Wonderful, Rachel. I think you're all set, and you just have to share your screen.
Sure.
And each founder has 3 minutes to pitch, and then they will be asked by the judges a couple of questions. And judges, you know your assignments of which ones you will be leading in your question and answer. So that is how the next couple of minutes will go. So 3 minutes and then question and answer, and then we'll have the next founder pitch. So I know you're going to do a great job, Rachel. Go ahead.
Thanks. Hello, everyone. My name is Rachel Angel, and I'm the founder of Peerro. Peerro is a career pathway management system that was created to give young adults entry-level employment while guiding them to livable wage opportunities. This is super important to me because when I was 16 years old, I actually worked in a assisted living home. And in this home, we had residents, and they had a necklace with a button on it. And when you press that button, someone would come and help you stand up, walk you to wherever you need to go. And even if you fail, someone would come and help pick you up. I'm worried about this because I'm worried for my mother, I'm worried for my father, and even my friends and family, other friends and family, that nobody will be there when they press the button to come pick them up. The reason for this is because 22% of young people are not in employment, education, or training. That is a huge issue, and this is because of a number of different reasons. One of those means that we have multiple systems with the counties or training organizations or school systems that don't connect with the important opportunities of today. There's inefficient technology, not a lot of innovation, and then also we're moving from degrees to certifications, and those certifications are not often standardized. You can't take one from city to city or state to state, so it becomes a challenge. So what we created was a career pathway management system that facilitated every aspect of career progression, from training to recruitment to employment. So the employers and the counties could create training that could then connect to employment opportunities, and then candidates could schedule interviews upon completion of the training in that pathway. So how does it work? So basically, a trainer or an employer can create a pathway that can create assessments, and once they completed that training, they actually see a certification that goes into their profile. Then once that certification is completed or created, the employers can actually attach that to an employment opportunity. And as you can see on the right here, there is an employment opportunity, and there are steps to schedule an interview for that, and maybe training involved in that. So it's easy to translate for young people. You give them the app that's available on iOS or Android. They literally see a couple of steps, they follow those steps, and then they schedule an interview with the employer. It's pretty easy. So we proved this out because we have the largest county in Ohio using this platform. We also have a number of companies actually using this for internal and external recruitment and training internally. And the school systems are using this, one, to find immediate employment for young people, but also guide them to what they could be doing if they follow these steps. So just so you know that this is not just a business case, it's a case for humanity. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Now, judges, please ask your questions. Well done, Rachel. It was wonderful.
Should I stop sharing?
Yeah.
Rachel. Well, Rachel, I just wanted to say congratulations. This is amazing. As someone who's very passionate about economic development and job creation, this definitely hits very close to my heart. So I personally have an interest to make sure this definitely scales. I'm curious to know who exactly is paying for the job preparedness programs. That's one. And then as a follow-up questions, what are the strategic partnerships potential that could possibly help to subsidize those costs, whether that's the government agencies or even economic development agencies?
Yeah, so it's cool. We've been able to monetize quite a bit of sources. So the first part is that we've had the counties that have paid for the training. They've connected a number of nonprofits and agencies. They'll support or sponsor those agencies. So we've had that. And then we have the employers who are actually using it for internal training. So they can actually create the training internally, but also provide some training externally as a requirement to schedule interviews. So think of it, if you're going into, let's say, a grocery store entry level, there's a math test that might be required to become a cashier. You actually practice that math test, and school systems can use that as a way to direct what they should be developing and training young people.
That's awesome. That's perfect. And then since you did mention that counties are paying and employers are paying, I'm curious to know what are your year-to-date annual revenues?
So we're at about 100K, close to 100K.
Wonderful. Good. That's awesome. That definitely improves traction. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that is awesome. I'm blown away. Who, have you gone into any companies, say like McDonald's or any other people that would be, companies that would be hiring young people?
Yes, so so nothing is confirmed, but we are looking for these strategic partnerships, and we've made contact and have began conversations with Kroger and Walmart.
Awesome. And how many users do you need in order to have on your platform to scale, both employers and job seekers?
Yeah, so it's a delicate balance. So you can go into a city and you could place 15 employers on the platform as long as they have multiple pathways. So ideally what you want them to do is say, Kroger, here's your cashier pathway, you get into the system, and then here's what you do to become a manager. It reduces the time to hire, plus it helps you scale up internally. So you want those employees not to turn over. So it doesn't take a lot of employers. So if you get 15 and the good ones, then you could actually scale pretty quickly.
Yeah, and what do you make per employer?
It's really hard to say. So what we do is we allow any employer to get onto our platform and create one pathway for free. So then we have these subscription prices, 5 different subscription prices, depending on how you're using it. If you're using multiple pathways, you have multiple managers, different locations, or you're using our training. So that can range, and it can be from $50 a month to our enterprise pricing or $500 a month. So it really ranges.
Very good. Very interesting.
Well, Rachel, I do have one last question because you did mention that there's 5 potential pathways on there. I remember I saw on your pitch deck something along the lines of being able to create a customer success manager role, right? Or you're trying to develop that role. So yeah. I'm curious, as of right now, what kind of customer support is available to those customers that you currently have on board?
We actually just hired our CSM. So we have pretty good, we actually have a process. So we at minimum try to get someone engaged in our platform with the free pathway. We actually give them the system, the full system for free for a certain period of time. And the CSM intentions are to make sure that they're understanding and using the full platform in its entirety. Sometimes with the employers, it takes you giving a little to show them why this is so important. And usually we can pretty much engage them into like full capacity over a certain period of time. And we use our CSM to do that. At first it was me and my operations manager doing it, but now we have someone that can help us with that.
That's awesome. You know, your customer is always your hero. So I'm very impressed to hear that you guys are offering that type of support. So congratulations. Good for you.
Yeah, and Rachel, could you tell me how quickly customers convert from the free platform to a paid subscription model?
Yeah, that's a tough one because what we've sold is larger subscriptions in the beginning. So our most recent one took about 3 weeks. And then when we sold to the county, it took almost like 3 to 6 months. So it really— Oh
God, yes.
So it does.
Yeah.
Doing all the right things. I love the scale story of, yeah, I've been doing it in my operations. Now we have a customer support. So well done. Thank you, Rachel, so much for being part of the pitch competition. We're going to have our next person come up. Thank you. Wonderful. So judges, I'm going to give you a little bit of time to put in your scores or if you have them scratched out, don't worry, we'll have time in judges deliberation. So audience members, what happens is that each of the founders pitches and they have the question answer you just heard. And we usually have 2 of the judges assigned to each of the founders so that they can really understand the company. They've gotten their pitch decks on Sunday, so they had 2 days to kind of review it and make sure that they have great questions. The questions are all promotion focused questions if you know about bias training. So love that. And we're all a very supportive environment. So that is, we ask clarification clarification questions and promotion focused questions predominantly. So I think that the next person is up. Yes, Nydia, wonderful. Thank you for being here. And I think the judges are ready. I gave them a couple of minutes to put in their scores, and you can now share your screen.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks so much, Sylvia.
Thank you. I know you're going to do amazing.
Thanks. Okay, let's get this. All right. Here we go. Hi, everyone. I'm Nydia Shipman. I am co-founder of The Worthy Company. And on behalf of myself and my partner, Sarah Renahan, I am thrilled to introduce you to Worthy. Oops, there we go. Introducing Worthy, a women-owned BIPOC company, a brand, a promise, and a movement created to ensure that plant-based nourishment is accessible to all and inspire a global wave of self-worth through partnerships with organizations like Children's Action Network, Graham Windham, and One Simple Wish. We are a proud B Corp and are excited to introduce our first product, the Worthy Bowl. Our Worthy Bowls are creamy, delicious alternatives to yogurt and smoothies, offering complete nutrition in a 5.7 ounce travel-friendly bowl at a reasonable $3.49 SRP. Each bowl offers 3 plant-based servings, 8 grams of protein, 8 grams of fiber, true prebiotics from quality upcycled superfoods like kale, broccoli, cauliflower, legumes, chia, and fruit. Yep. While nutrition is paramount to us, we know that taste is queen. We offer 5 indulgent flavors: vanilla orange, strawberries and greens, pineapple and greens, dark cocoa cherry, and our newest flavor that we're launching in September, mango and greens. We are becoming a fast favorite with busy people everywhere, thanks to being the most nutritionally complete plant-based product on the market. We are also gaining nutritionists and athlete fans, thanks to our perfect 3-to-1 carbohydrate protein recovery ratio. Our team is made up of industry veterans from Rebel, Coke, Pepsi, Kraft, and Unilever, and we are scaling quickly thanks to an omni-channel strategy that allows us to be hyper-focused on our consumer and where our consumer is shopping. And this is just the beginning for us. Our brand products transcend generations and categories, and we have future products already lined up. As we close out our current $1 million seed round, we have earmarked the final $150,000 as an empowerment fund open to women looking to empower Worthy and each other. We have commits from industry veterans, leaders, influencers, athletes, and more. Together, we can change the world, starting with the stir of a spoon. Please join us.
Wonderful job.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful job. Well done. I love it. And now we're going to go into question and answer by the judges. And Nydia, you have Caroline and Aurelia.
Hi.
Hi, Nydia. Well, congratulations. It goes without saying that I have every interest to make sure that you scale because I'm very big on plant-based. So if you win, I feel like the whole community wins. So I had the opportunity to see that you do have raving reviews on your product. There's a specific quote that definitely captured my attention. It says, "These bowls are quite literally saving my life." So I'm curious to learn, how are your competitors reacting to your presence?
Well, we do know thanks to, we are pretty big on D2C right now. We're on Amazon, Amazon Canada, and we just launched our own D2C capabilities on our website a couple of weeks ago. And so one thing we do know is that our competitors have been purchasing our product. We do get to see who buys it. And we've seen quite a few smaller companies and large companies buying the product just to see probably how we make it, see what's going on in the industry. And we have definitely gotten some really great reviews from people with health issues, you know, seniors, so all sorts of special diets. We are pretty good in the Weight Watcher point system. So we know that that's something that people really love. And also, if anyone's a fan of Noom, Noom categorizes their products and foods by green, yellow, red. I think that's kind of self-explanatory. Worthy is one of the only products on their platform that I have seen that is all green. So, yeah.
I am, Sylvia, did you want me to ask a question?
Yes. Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. First of all, I am a fan of what you're doing. I absolutely love it. I was so excited to see what you were up to and that you had created this. And I see that you have a relationship with Costco. I'm a huge Costco fan. I want to know, can I find it in Costco? Could you tell me more about your relationships with other companies?
Yes. So, you know, for us, we believe firmly that we are all worthy, and everything we do comes from that. That is everyone who's on our team, our suppliers, everyone we work with, as well as our retail partners. And we all know that Costco is not only a wonderful place to find what you need and want in bulk, but they also do good things too. They have their own charity that they support. And so we were really thrilled to be to have interest from Costco. We are set to launch in Costco on the West Coast at the end of the year. Is that where you are? Are you on the West Coast?
No, I'm in the Midwest, but you got to be moving our way.
Exactly. That is the first step. And we're really thrilled about it. We're excited it's going forward. A little delayed because of everything going on in the world, but it's coming and we couldn't be happier.
Awesome. That's terrific.
That's yeah, Sue, do you have a question?
Yeah, that's great to hear. Yeah, I think there was just a little bit of confusion because I was supposed to be asking the questions, but then I was shut down for a little bit.
It's okay. It's all good. It's
That's
all
okay.
good. My bad. My bad.
Aurelia asked a great question. So,
Yeah.
and that's wonderful news that you're in Costco. So, yeah, what else, Nydia? Do you looking forward? What do you consider to be your force multipliers? What do you think it's going to take to really have this, you know, broaden beyond your initial target users to a broader target? What are going to be your force multipliers to do that?
You know, right now, what we are doing is getting the word out and doing that through all of the online tools that are open to us, because that is the reality sort of right now. A lot of people get their information online, especially now. And so that's why we moved up the launch of our D2C. Originally, our plan for 2020 looked very different. We were focusing more on food service and going into all of the corporate campuses, you know, places where people really spend a lot of their time and they eat. But with all the changes going on, we decided to really focus on D2C. That became our first priority. And we use that not only to educate people on the fact that we exist and we're around and all of the product benefits, but also to let people know where at retail we are and where we're going. So for us, I'm happy to say that we have over a 40% return rate, a repeat rate for consumers who purchase online. And so for us, I think the key is just to get people to try it. And once they try it, they're hooked.
That's great. Sounds like an excellent pivot in the context of everything that's been happening.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Nydia. You did amazing. And judges, you have your time now to put in your scores. It was wonderful to hear about Nydia's company. We have the Women's Fast Pitch. We really care about industry agnostic, going across all industries. So you'll see all kinds of SaaS platforms and of course, consumer products that we just heard from and apps and all sorts of things. We have biotech and high tech. So we're really excited to have that opportunity for all female founders to be able to pitch. And so I think judges, are you ready to go again? I just want to make sure that we give you enough time to put in your scores. Everybody's good? Carolyn, are you fine?
I'm fine.
Okay, good. Yeah, you're the only one
Okay.
off mute. So I'm like, I'm gonna
Oh.
ask her. So wonderful. Thank you, Caroline. So Carolyn, sorry, for letting me know. Jennifer, are you ready? I see your deck ready to go.
Yes, yes.
Wonderful. I know you're gonna do amazing. So now is your time.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Millions of women are watching YouTube beauty tutorials. They're trying to replicate the looks of other women and being told to do exactly what she does and then love yourself. It's no wonder studies show that only 4% of women find themselves to be beautiful. We know that women are constantly bombarded with images telling us what beauty is, who we should look like, and how to present ourselves. As a single mom, I know what it feels like to have to trade self-care for just brushing my teeth. I can relate to the days of wearing spit up, not makeup. And as a businesswoman, sometimes I want to express a different side, and sometimes it feels good to go glam. Ultimately, self-care helps us to feel better, and when we feel better, we do better. Diverse women and young girls deserve to be celebrated for their authentic beauty. African American women in particular spend 9 times more on beauty products trying to find items that work to them. All women deserve to have a place where they can make customized beauty choices according to their own unique features and lifestyles, and a tool to help them conveniently achieve the looks they desire. Currently, what's on the market is virtual try-on technology, using augmented reality to simply try on products to enhance your in-store shopping experience. But what happens when you get home and you don't know how to apply the product? So introducing Facetrace, a first of its kind mobile application that uses augmented reality and facial recognition technology in a way that doesn't exist on the market. You simply look into your phone and you will see your face. The app will scan your face shape, eye shape, skin tone, hair and eye color, age and skin conditions. You choose the look you desire and the app will project step-by-step interactive tutorial guidelines onto your face to trace for product application. The app will also make customized product and look suggestions for women of all ages, ethnicities, and lifestyles, promoting inclusivity for multi-generational, multicultural women. So why makeup? My mission is to raise that number of 4% to having 100% of women feeling more confident and more beautiful. The message isn't that we need makeup, but simply we like it because it inspires our creativity, it expresses our personality, and because it gives us a boost of confidence. And with that confidence, I want women to achieve great things. You deserve to feel beautiful, you deserve to feel confident, you deserve to love yourself, and you deserve to have a place where you belong. And this is important. Women, we belong in a place where we can be ourselves, we can achieve great things, and we can do it together. And that's what Facetrace is about. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Well done. I think the judge, I do have it right this time, Sue. So Jennifer, you will be, your question and answers from Amy and Caroline. Oh, you're muted, Caroline.
Yeah.
No problem. Okay, start over.
Hi, Jennifer. I loved your presentation. I think that you're absolutely right that women have a hard time feeling beautiful, that we're our own greatest self-critics. And I love the idea of what you're doing, having been through all those tutorials and everything that you are talking about. I totally get it. Could you tell me how is the process and how it's going to work? Is it an app? Is it on the computer? How does it work other than my taking my phone out and going into your app?
Sure. So can we see my screen here? Oh,
no. Go ahead.
Okay. So can you see this? All right. Great. Yeah. So you look into the app, you will see your own face, and the stencil will be laid on your face. So here you could see your eye, for example. You would be able to trace on top of the AR to simply fill in sort of like a paint by numbers type of approach for makeup. You'll also get your product recommendations and look recommendations. Now, this is important because the unique features of women are all different. We can't just simply replicate what someone else is doing. And this is a multicultural solution. But if you take a look here, this is what's currently on the market, the virtual try-on technology, where you simply just try on products. You see I selected a red lipstick, my lips turned red. Well, when I put my finger over my lips, the filter goes on top of my finger. It's not functional for tracing. We're innovating technology in a way that allows you to touch on top of AR to be able to trace on top of AR. This technology could also be licensed across industries. And not only will this be used on your mobile application, but it can be used on your laptop, on your iPad. It could be used in mirrors. And we're also looking into a phase 2 of putting kiosks in retail stores so that that would cater to the pandemic. So a hands-free solution where women can interact with products, as now there's a no look but no touch policy.
Thank you.
I just wanted to pause right now just because I think that when you were giving your presentation, the slides did not go through.
Okay.
Are these your slides?
Yep. These are
Okay.
slides, yeah.
Yeah. Did anybody else have that same problem?
Yes.
Yes. So I think that what we can do, thinking about either repitching or quickly going through your slides. Is that okay? I think that would be fair, right, judges? Because I
Yes.
didn't see them. I thought I was trying to see if they saw it on YouTube. Sorry, Jennifer.
That's okay, no problem.
Yeah. Go up to the top if you don't mind. This is like the virtual world, peoples, right? We want to make sure everybody has the right opportunity. So we saw this one. This was the view that we saw the whole entire time. So if you can just quickly just run through your presentation so that we just kind of see what are the, I love the competitive advantage slide, right? So let's just kind of go through it again. Yeah, that would be fantastic. And I would say if you can do full view or let's see. Sorry, judges.
Okay, you can see me, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I think, yes.
So we'll just take a look at what the problem is. Women are having to replicate what other women are doing that does not represent them. The whole point of what we're attacking here is the application of cosmetics. So what exists on the market is more so being able to pick out different colors. You can see here that there's the same product, different application method. Depending on having a tool in your hands that will help you apply is ultimately the results that you would get. But let's talk a little bit, we'll go back into the solution here. Here are the stencils that allow you to simply trace on. It would track your face shape, your eye shape, your skin tone, your hair color, your eye color, and make recommendations for you. It would give you stencils according to your feature, talk to you step by step through the process to help you achieve the look that you're going for from start to finish. The competitive advantage, we've done the global patent search. What's currently on the market is the virtual tech. 2 patents have been issued, 2 are pending. I currently have a provisional patent filed for what's called the application of the products. So that's currently filed right now. We can go into exactly what that is. Again, the current AR does not move and with your face in a 3D way. The AR would go on top of my finger. I wouldn't be able to touch on top of my face. So we are innovating the technology in a way that allows us to touch on top of AR, to trace, simply fill in sort of a paint by numbers type of approach for makeup. I could show you the app if you would like to see. I have. So you load the app will, you see your face here. It'll start scanning your face. And we are not going through. Awesome.
That's okay.
Okay, here we go. Okay, your face will be scanned. You simply choose your look. Once you choose your look, your first step, you're going to have an idea of what it is that you're going to be, what stencil you're going to use. We're going to highlight and contour. You would be able to, the products would be tagged onto your skin. You could simply purchase them. You can shop your recommended products, or you can add products to your beauty bag to be able to try them on with AR and make your decision later. She's starting with her highlighter. The app will talk to you step by step. Here's audio. You have text to read the instructions. And we also have a video on demand feature, so you could call into the retailers and you can have a virtual experience to see the products in real life. Have your beauty consultation, make your purchases. You never have to go into the store. We're going to also offer that to makeup artists and leverage the relationships with beauty influencers so that we can create a really viral product and a really great community that we would be continuing to build.
Perfect. Amy, do you, I think that's good. I think the questions were like, okay, so we haven't seen it yet. So thank you so much, Jennifer. Amy, do you have any questions then also?
Thanks, Jennifer. Great presentation. I have no doubt in your ability to build a brand. It's a beautiful presentation. And I did use the virtual lipstick on Amazon the other night, you know, and I really got a kick out of that because I'm not a beauty connoisseur, but I'm definitely getting intrigued by your technology that you're talking about. And so I had a question about where you are in product development. And if you have a prototype and hasn't been tested, but I also want to ask about the business model, because is it, once you learn how to put your makeup on, you don't need to go back to the app, I'm guessing. So it's more like it would help you sell the makeup. So is that how it's intended to be used? So I'll just leave it at those two questions.
Sure. Great question. So the app will be free to users. Of course, we're going to have in-app advertising. Beauty brands are spending between $250,000 to $500,000 to advertise on ModiFace. ModiFace is who launched this AR, which is what you tried on with Amazon. And then of course, revenue share of cosmetics that we sell. But we would, here, I'm sorry. Sorry, I got a little nervous.
That's okay. You're doing great.
Yes.
You know, let me just tell you the truth. I have a terrible concussion right now. It's no excuse, but I'm running a little slower than typical.
It's all good. Don't worry. You're always on fire. You got it. You got all of it. I think Amy was just asking about like, and I know you have that answer because we actually went through it in the pitch deck. You know, you have, what are your business like tracks, let's say, of how you're going to reach that customer. That's it.
So leveraging relationships with the bloggers, the freemium referrals, we're going to build out a community, a social community on there. We know that brand ambassadors are a driving force on how women choose to interact with products, but what trumps that is close relationships. So building that social component is really important, where people can share their looks, great looks for each other, their friends, and build a community where women are empowering each other and learning from each other and working together. Also co-branding opportunities with makeup shows, beauty brands, wellness, mom groups, sororities, high schools, and a lot of grassroots initiatives that will be really effective.
No, I love that. You know, we were talking about right beside the counter, right, to have the app, and they're able to buy it and all touchless. So that was really cool to be able to kind of understand that. So when we were talking, thanks, Jennifer, so much. I know she does have a concussion, people. So it's hard to do that. My daughter had a concussion in January, and it's a hard thing. So we hope that you feel better. Well done. Loved your presentation. We loved going through the app. And so thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, judges, it's time to put in your scores. I know it's going to be getting more and more difficult. We're taking a little bit more time, so I'm sorry about that. We're going to be faster in question and answer, but I felt like it was important to give her the time to kind of go through her slides, since I was not aware that it wasn't going through. So just thank you for that, everybody, for your patience. It might take a little bit longer to get through this one pitch competition. So judges, put in your scores. I'm just kind of checking to see where we're at. We're good. We have Kayla. That's wonderful. Hi, Kayla. How are you doing? Good.
Yes, I'm doing very well.
Perfect. And your audio works really good. And I am just trying. You want to share your screen now?
Yes, I can.
Trying to find my cheat sheet in my phone. So give me. There's so many things open.
No problem.
Yes. So the next presenter is Kayla Wilson from BioStrandz.
Thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
hello, everyone. My name is Kayla Wilson, CEO and founder of BioStrandz, a hair
Did
science
you-
and biotech. I'm sorry.
Did you share your screen? Because I'm not seeing it.
Oh, you're not seeing it?
No.
Give me 1 second. Should be sharing now. Can you see it?
I am not seeing it, but maybe it's on the
Maybe it's
platform. Let
taking
me
a
just
while.
check.
Here, let me take it down. Because right now it has it minimized. I'm sorry. One
Yeah,
second.
no problem. Just take it down and then come back to the
there you go.
share and then share it again and see
All
if
right.
it will work now.
Can you see that?
Yes, it's coming up. Yes, so we can see that, and I think you just have to do full screen because we only see it little tiny little square.
No problem. No problem. Is that better?
I'm not seeing it change. I just say like all sorts of enabling stuff.
Oh, that's weird because I see it on my end. That's strange.
Anybody else seeing it full screen? Maybe it's just me.
Just exit out. And I put it in presentation mode and it says it's
interesting.
shared. Here, let me stop and try it again.
Thanks, Kimmy. Appreciate that.
Okay. Screen. All right, can you see my screen now?
Oh, yes. Wonderful.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
We are on.
Yeah, we got it. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, perfect. All right, everyone. Hi, my name is Kayla Wilson, founder and CEO of BioStrandz, a hair science and biotechnology company. It's not going next. I'm a bioengineer by degree. I'm a system engineer by profession, and my team is comprised of a diverse group of engineers, scientists, and hair and beauty experts with over 20 years experience. So the vision for BioStrandz began about 10 years ago when my grandmother was experiencing hair loss as a product of the adverse effects of her medication regarding her diabetes. Despite trying a variety of products and even adjusting to a healthier lifestyle, unfortunately, none of these options provided a solution. So I decided to combine my background in biosystems with my love for hair science to form BioStrandz to not only help her, but to also help others like her better understand their hair, its science, and its correlation to their health. So you're probably thinking at this point, why hair of all things? Well, this is because I found that 50% of all men will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the age of 50. Now, women, as much as we would love to be the exception to this rule, unfortunately, we are not, as 40% of all women will experience some form of female pattern hair loss by the time we reach menopause. Well, this is because hair shapes and defines a significant portion of our identity and even provides telltale indicators about our health. Hair deficiencies, however, tell an even greater story, as deficiencies can be a product of a variety of factors that are often overlooked in today's industry, from pH imbalances, vitamin overuse in diet, and even adverse effects of medicine and postpartum conditions, which I myself personally experience. So then why spend hundreds of dollars, and for some of us, even thousands of dollars on products and services that are arguably one size fits all, when your hair is as unique as your DNA? Well, here at BioStrandz, we approach hair care from 3 unique vantage points. The first being customization tailored to your deficiencies. The second being simplification regarding its application. And lastly, education, making hair science simplified. So in our app, we conduct a virtual hair analysis. And so yes, when I say virtual, that means no hair sample required. Then our AI integrated matrix will formulate your custom hair and bio profile. And that can detail a variety of things such as your affinity to ingredients or your environmental factors that influence your hair health. And that is just the beginning. So whether you are a healthcare professional looking for alternative methods of early detection of disease or illness, or even a hair product company looking to streamline their current inventory and expand their current customer profile, and let's not forget those that simply want to better understand the intricacies of their hair, well, we would love to connect with you and be a resource for you. Simply put, think of us as the 23andMe of hair that adapts with you over time. To get started, you can visit us at our website at www.biostrandz.com, and we look forward to connecting. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen and learn more about BioStrandz.
Thank you so much, Kayla. You did a fabulous job. And right now we're going to go into question and answer, and want to make sure I have this right. Amy and Carolyn are going to be leading that question and answer. Who would like to go first?
Okay. Hi, Kayla.
Hi.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
It's an interesting concept. I love the idea of you're tying a condition in the hair to an outcome, and it sounds like a treatment as well. And there's many facets. So I see connecting ingredients to hair outcomes and connecting hair status to disease, diet, and environment. Different market segments, the medical professionals, stylists. If you could knock on one door, is how I say, if you could make one call and know you're going to close that sale, who is most likely to buy? If you can describe that sort of customer and that solution.
I would say most likely the hairstylist aspect, hairstylists and barbers. And that being the reason because most times when you're meeting a new stylist for the hair for the first time, if you have any type of conditions such as like alopecia or seborrheic dermatitis and things of that nature, unfortunately, they're kind of starting from scratch each time. So having that bio profile to say, come in and say, hey, similar to like an electronic medical record, you say, hey, these are my absolute no-nos. These are things that work well for me in the past, you know, and kind of have that starting basis that definitely allows our stylists and barbers to have better retention of their clients, as well as you keeping that dialogue going as well, and instead of starting from problem areas and working through that dialogue eventually to figure out and grow about that customer's hair profile. So yeah, for sure.
Okay, thank you. I know Carolyn had a question.
Okay.
Yep. I love the presentation. I love the idea of 23andMe. It makes it very easy to identify the niche you're in. I think that was brilliant.
Thank you.
It gave me a hook. I loved it. Could you tell me, I saw that you were also thinking of going into medical practitioners and other and helping other groups that deal with dermatologists probably that deal with this problem. Could you talk a little bit more about that and your pathway to doing that and where that is on your sales agenda?
Yes, absolutely. So in regards to medical professionals and things of that nature, our idea behind that is simply because it's similar to the stylists and things of that nature, is that electronic medical record aspect. So let's say, for instance, and this is very, probably in the future a little bit more in more depth, but if somebody were to have, for instance, like cancer and things of that nature, obviously a lot of the things they're going to be experiencing is going to be much different than your everyday person. So that's radiation, there's therapeutics, and all those things go into that. So your hair kind of serves as a fossil of your biochemistry, different aspects about your health, all that is stored in your hair. So that might be able to form to where some of those radiation effects might be minimized, or help them form different types of treatment in that regard as well. So that's the main kind of concept of that. Did I answer your full question?
Yeah, no, I wanted to know if that was something you were pursuing now or that's down the road, and what your sales cycle looks like. Or is it first plans and where you're going with your customers?
Gotcha. So, and we're starting off with the stylists and professionals because that's where we currently are in the hair product brands. And then from there, after that step is where we'll be moving into the healthcare and medical professionals. So we're anticipating that to be more so down the line, about maybe 2 to 5 years is where we'll be tapping into that for sure.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Wonderful job. Thank you so much for all the great questions. Those are good questions. Thank you, Kayla, so much for enlightening us about your startup. It's definitely needed out there. So thank you so much. Judges, you have some time to put in your scores, and also reminders for the audience members. Please chat it up in the chat. Support the founders that are going through this wonderful pitch competition. Ask questions. I told all of them, hey, go onto the chat, and if you have any questions for the founders, please ask them. They're going to be interacting with you on the chat. And then lastly is that we do have audience choice, and we're giving you the links in the chat box. So go on over to the chat box and make sure, or this side, I never know which side it is, and let us know who you think should win audience choice. And I think that's enough time for the judges to have put in their votes. And without further ado, we have the wonderful founder, Ava Sedagi, and she is the founder of Symba. You're going to do amazing.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Ava Sedagi. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Symba. I went to school in Tucson, Arizona. I felt so stuck. All the opportunities I wanted were based in big cities like New York, DC, San Francisco. That all changed when the US Department of State, based in Washington, DC, brought me on as one of their very first remote interns. It was not only a game changer for me, but now the State Department could bring on students from Tucson, Arizona, Miami, Florida, Eugene, Oregon, Bismarck, North Dakota. And that's when I realized the power of remote work to create access like never before and level the playing field. That's why when I was a fellow with Congressman John Lewis in 2017, I co-founded Symba to open up the workforce. Today, Symba is the leading remote internship platform. We connect companies with talented students around the globe and help them manage the entire experience on Symba. Since launching, we've helped design over 5,000 internship experiences. We worked with some exciting names like Chewy and Robinhood. The media has named Symba a leader behind the remote work revolution. In the past quarter, we have accelerated. We've closed over 100K in contracts, grown our sales pipeline to 2.5 million, and worked with universities globally. And here's how it all works. Students create a profile on Symba to match with remote internships, but it doesn't just stop there. Here is our secret sauce. We work with companies to manage the experience and make it easy, yes, easy, to manage the internship experience. They can welcome and onboard the interns. They can assign them projects, track their performance all in one place. And some of our customers' favorite features include the Engage page, where interns can participate in discussion boards and video galleries, and be welcome to a community page that ensures a meaningful experience for everyone involved. Our customers love Symba. Chewy told us they were able to scale their program by over 600%, meaning more opportunities for students everywhere. We charge companies a sourcing fee to match with our candidates and an annual license per intern for the software. We never ever charge the students. We are proud to be a diverse, all-female founded team. My co-founder Nikita and I have done over a dozen internships combined, and we are so passionate about the space. We're backed by leaders in this space from Techstars, SAP, and Automatic. The future of work is here, and it demands a commitment to diversity and inclusion. Join us and open up the workforce. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well done, Ahva. And you are now going to have a wonderful question and answer. Well, question, and then you're going to answer from Sue and Oralia.
Great presentation. Thank you so much. What an exciting idea, and what great timing you have to providing this. So can you talk to us a little bit more about your overall go-to-market strategy? I see you have some lead customers already, but how are you approaching your go-to-market? How are you planning your growth?
Yes, wonderful question. So top for us for our go-to-market is organizing strategic partnerships. We actually work with a lot of different nonprofits and organizations that match students, and then they lead them over to Symba to help manage the experience. So we're really tapping into that part of the ecosystem, as well as LinkedIn. My co-founder and I are at Forbes 30 under 30, so sometimes we get 250,000 impressions on some of our posts. As it stands, we get a lot of inbound as well.
Great, wonderful. Sounds like some great partnerships.
Yes, we've been really excited to be supporting people in this ecosystem. It's been very rewarding.
Well, Ahva, I tell you that you're definitely ahead of the game. The fact that you focus on like the whole virtual component of internships, even pre-COVID-19, just definitely reveals that you're ahead of the game. I kind of feel tempted to ask you what does the future hold for me if you're able to see that. But I'm curious to learn, how did COVID-19 accelerated your business? If you can just give me more details and more examples of that, that would be very insightful for me.
Yes, definitely. So COVID-19 definitely did accelerate our business, because all of a sudden companies realized we have to adopt virtual operations. Before, it was us pitching and they were like, this is a nice to have. We love this idea in theory. And within the same email chain, they said, we might not implement this. They said, we need this tomorrow. How do we implement this? So we went through some enterprise contracts that usually take 3 to 6 months in a matter of weeks. So as far as our sales cycle, it cut down from maybe 2 months to a matter of 2 to 3 weeks. And then our sales inbound increased by over threefold. So and our team internally has grown from 5 to now 12. So we've been accelerating in that sense as well.
It's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Any other questions from Sue and Oralia?
I do have one last question.
Perfect.
Again, you're ahead of the game, so you know everything here. Can you just kind of, I'm curious to learn more about your exit strategy. If you can just shine some light on any maybe recent liquidity events, whether that's like funding events or even recent acquisitions for comparable companies in your space.
Yeah, so my co-founder and I really believe in the work that we're doing. So we don't really, we're not looking to sell or get acquired right away, but we do know that SAP, Microsoft would be very interested in a product like this, as well as teams like Handshake and Way Up that are, doing more of the matchmaking piece, but would love a product like this. We know Slack has also made some recent purchases of companies that do community building as well. And we're working on some Slack integrations there. But for us, we just are closing our pre-seed seed round, and this is just the beginning for us. So we are going to hold on tight and ride the wave.
Wonderful question. Thanks you, Ahva. It was wonderful to hear your presentation. And thank you, judges, for asking wonderful questions. You have some time to put in your scores. We are at our last pitching founder. So we're really excited. I know it's about 2 o'clock and we're going to be wrapping it up after Sarah goes. We will go into judges deliberation. We will have the guest speaker who has been waiting so patiently for so long. Kimmy, thank you so much for Kimmy Powluck from just an amazing advocate, funder, investor. Thank you, Kimmy, from Beta Boom. It's one of those days that I've been going too long. Kimmy is like chatting me up all the time, like trying to help me out. So thank you, Kimmy. And without further ado, we have the last founder going to be pitching, Sarah Hill from Healium. Now, you just, I think that what you need to do is close out that shared screen and then share your screen again, but you have to just click the right one.
Excellent. Stand by.
Yeah, no problem. Just want to make sure we get the right screen.
Yep.
And it's not a big deal. It gives the judge a little bit more time to kind of just catch their breath. So thank you for that.
Catching your breath is so good.
I know.
Awesome.
Know.
So I want to make sure that you all stand by here.
Yeah, we're seeing it super humongo. So let's see if we can try it again. Okay, perfect. Now it's like oh, now it went back.
Okay, now do you have it?
Now, right now we're good and you're ready to go. Yes, go ahead.
Great. Hi, I'm Sarah Hill, and Healium is a drugless, fast-acting stress relief that's powered by your body's electricity. It's clinically validated to reduce anxiety in as little as 4 minutes. This is Crystal, a Healium customer. She tried meditation, but wanted something more to try to escape her current job stress and her current reality. In the wake of COVID, chronic stress is a mental health emergency, the stress Olympics. But how can you control stress if you can't see it or you can't interact with it? Healium allows you to see your stress so you can control it. It's mental fitness for a new reality, powered by your own wearable, like an EEG brain sensing headband or a smartwatch for your heart rate. Our product is in the market and for sale right now in both virtual and augmented reality with or without virtual reality goggles. In virtual reality, that glowing light that you see in the center of the screen, that's the high beta or the fast activity in your brain. Inside virtual reality, if you quiet your mind, orbs of light move through you while you're wearing that headband. It's teaching the user to self-regulate their brain patterns and also create a stored memory in stressful situations of moving out of a dark cave and into the light. You can also switch between different brain patterns like calm or focus. We have more than 30 pieces of content on the platform right now, and every 60 days we add a new piece of content. As you quiet your mind, you can change the colors on this Jaguar's coat. It's not just a product, but valuable IP in motion here. We have 3 patents, 1 fully issued and 2 pending with protections filed in Europe, China, and Hong Kong that allows you to modify VR, AR, MR content with a biometric input and also recommend content as well. In 3 peer-reviewed journals, Healium has been shown to significantly reduce anxiety in as little as 4 minutes. We have 7 million views, and this year will exceed $1 million in lifetime revenue. The red color that you see on the left-hand side of the screen, that's the fast activity in the brain, or the stress reaction immediately before Healium, and that's just 4 minutes immediately after. We have trials pending with Mayo Clinic, as well as the NIH and a large pharmaceutical company. We are hardware agnostic. We're seeking funding to add additional compatible wearables to our platform for up to 250 million additional eligible wearables. Each wearable that you add then adds more market value. Healium recently won the Procter & Gamble Innovation Challenge, where we pitched putting mental health hygiene products in the digiceuticals aisle, where people can purchase these virtual vacations that are powered by consumer wearables. Pricing starts at $5 per employee per month and $10 a month for consumers. We work with blue chip government and corporate customers, as employee stress is a huge problem right now. It's a $300 billion profit and people killer. This is the team that built the world's first virtual and augmented reality product powered by a brain-computer interface. Our team has a combined 80 years experience in media, medicine, including successful exits. The former chief of gaming at Google, a global XR thought leader and neuroscientist from Stanford, and an Army veteran with deep connections to government and military who are our clients. Why Healium? We're on track for $1 million in lifetime revenue this year. We have 12 ongoing trials and broad, valuable IP. And for Crystal, this is the Stress Olympics. But fortunately, thanks to Healium, she's trained for it. She knows that her thoughts have power to control things, not only in the virtual world, but the real world as well.
Well done. I love it. Very succinct, very clear. And we're excited to have your judges. Actually, Sue used to be in Procter & Gamble, so I would love to know her questions. But she is your lead of their questions, Sue and Amy.
Great presentation, really intriguing proposition. So many different applications I can envision. So tell us a little bit more about your proprietary position. You mentioned the patents pending. How is that going to create a strategic moat, a competitive advantage for you versus other ways that consumers might look to reduce their stress?
Yeah, so there are lots of 2D meditation apps on the market, right? And even some in virtual and augmented reality. So how we're unique, our real estate that we've protected is the ability to modify that content with a biometric input. So the difference between us and a Calm or a Headspace is you're in the back seat of the car watching the environments, all around you. Healium puts you in the front seat of that car. Your hands are on the wheel and you're powering that experience with your own thoughts, with your own data from your wearables and your own heart rate. So you're actively controlling it. And if a company wants to modify virtual mixed or augmented reality content with a biometric input, brain pattern EEG, they would need to license our IP. And I would love to have a private conversation with anyone else about some additional layers in that allow for recommendations engines as well based on your biometric data. That sense what you need.
Very helpful. Thanks for that really clear explanation. So, good.
And there are 250 million wearables in the market at the end of 2021. Sorry, Amy, go ahead.
That one. Yeah, I love this idea. I love the product. My mind immediately goes to all the medical applications like anxiety or addiction, or maybe even PTSD. I don't know if you've looked there. I know you have clinical trials pending. Have you chosen a segment to target first?
Yes, anxiety. And we want to be clear that we're focused on anxiety first. We are involved because anxiety is a layer of 60% of all illness and disease. So you reduce anxiety, you reduce the 6 leading causes of death because anxiety contributes to that. It's a huge problem. But in addition to that, those trials that we're involved in are for labor pain. Healium is being used right now to allow mothers to escape the pain of labor. Addiction, as you mentioned, PTS as well as chronic back pain, suture removal. And we're currently involved in a trial right now using Healium for perioperative anxiety. So before you go in for surgery. So having a drugless solution that reduces anxiety in as little as 4 minutes in a way that does not have side effects is very powerful for people, even without a wearable. You don't have to have a wearable to use Healium. If you're not using a wearable, there's still beautiful picturesque landscapes that have a therapeutic value. But if you want to be able to train your mind or your heart with that mental fitness, that's where that wearable integration comes in.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Sue, Amy, you have any other questions or we're all good?
Oh, that's great.
Okay,
Thank you.
awesome. Well, thank you, Sarah, so much for joining us and such a great pitch. These amazing female founders just blew me away even when I was pitch prepping them, and then I blew them away during this talk, so or this event. So thank you everybody for hanging in there. I know it's 2:12. We're at the 15-minute after in the Midwest, but right now I would like to introduce to you our guest speaker, Kimmy Pollock from Beta Boom, and I finally said it right, so I'm excited. I'm like, yes. So a lot of things going in my mind. I'm like screenshotting things. So Kimmy, I have to tell my little story. I was completely impressed when we met in Utah for the Sorensen Impact conference, and you were my panel lead, and just what you're doing is fantastic. I applaud you all the time. I talk to you about you all the time. I love your integrity. I love your drive. I love all the things that you're doing. I want to also see that if the audience can know what the new stuff you're working on, which is fantastic. And when you're dealing with ecosystem building and stuff like that. So without further ado, Kimmy, you are amazing. I leave you in good hands with Raven O'Neill, who is Executive Director of Stella Labs. And I'm going to go into the judges' room with the judges, and we will be back in a couple of minutes.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. And you know, I'm your fan as well. We'll talk later. Hi, there's Raven and so on. So I can just quickly give an introduction. So as Sylvia mentioned, I'm Kimmy Pollock, I'm managing partner of Beta Boom. It's a venture academy that invests in traditionally overlooked founders, such as women and founders of color, which, by the way, is a $4.4 trillion opportunity, according to Morgan Stanley. We are filling the white space between accelerators and incubators and traditional VC, which tends to be a bit more hands-off, and we've gone the other way. We invest an exponential amount of human capital through our product marketing and sales and startup coaches that work alongside our startups to jumpstart execution. Today, we're going to be talking about new pattern, and I also wanted to give a testament to the pitches that we saw today. So, you know, today we saw beyond the economic opportunity that's available, there's a massive social impact that can be had. We saw 2 companies supporting economic enablement and the future of work. We saw an environmental and health company supporting plant-based movement, and a B Corp, which is not unusual for female-founded companies. 2 companies, tremendous impact on mental health, health tech, self-care through beauty apps and hard tech solutions, and another company that's tackling mental health through VR. These are incredible innovations that are typically being missed because we aren't nurturing this pipeline. So I'm in the business of closing access gaps. We can look at the system that's here, and we can see that female-funded companies tend to be underfunded and locked out of opportunities. And I'm really, really thankful for pitch competitions such as this Women's Venture Summit that's going to affect across the nation. Next Wave's Founder of Color Showcase that happened last spring, SoGal's pitch competition last year, and even Visa's I Fund Women competition. We also will be doing a pitch competition on September 24th. So you can go to betaboom.com/summit to see more about that. So in terms of new pattern, what we're doing here is this is our first coalition that we created in Utah. I'm based in Utah and Chicago, so very much attached to the Midwest ecosystem. But our first group here is in Utah, and we formed a coalition between 3 other organizations. The driving force was Womanpreneurs, which is a group that's dedicated to female entrepreneurship and leadership, the Utah Black Chamber, and then the Sorensen Impact Center, which has been doing a tremendous amount in terms of diversity and female research and empowerment. The 4 of us have come together to create a grant program to fund Black female founders, which are suffering during this time in COVID, beyond the access gaps that they faced before. And from my perspective, capital is not enough. We know the numbers, only 0.5% of venture capital goes to Black female founders. But beyond that, capital alone can't unlock this group. What we need is more human resources. So the 4 partners have come together to both provide the capital seeded by the Social Investors Forum at the Community Foundation of Utah. And we're also going to provide human capital resources to help to support their businesses and development over the course of 6 months. It is my hope that this coalition can continue to have roots, and I'm actually really hoping to start one in the Midwest and other regions. So if anybody's interested in talking about what we're doing here and interested about bringing it to the Midwest, I would love to have that conversation. But when you look at what needs to happen, the friends and family round tends to be about $10,000 to $28,000. And if we know anything about the racial wealth gap in this country, we know that that is excluding a lot of people. And so pitch competitions, grants are necessary for us to nurture the pipeline and make sure that we're not missing out on the great innovations such as the ones that we witnessed here today. So I'm truly excited to share this with all of you. I also hope that you'll be encouraged to seek out these competitions, to keep applying for the founders that are on the call today. Do keep applying and keep putting yourself out there. There are plenty of opportunities to be had. And we should develop regional coalitions. I know there are a lot of ecosystem builders on the call today as well. So let's find ways not to work in silos, but to come together to support these incredible, incredible female-founded companies. And Raven, if you wanted to jump in, happy to take the conversation anywhere else.
No worries. Yeah, thank you for giving us that update. I really wanted to dive into talking about the events that you have coming up and what that process looks like for anyone on the call to apply, get involved, anything like that.
Thank you. Yes. So for New Pattern, we want this, as I mentioned, to be a rolling thing and one that we can bring across the country. So anybody interested in that, I would love to have that conversation. On September 24th, we're going to be having our Female Founders Summit, which is going to bring together investors, female founders, supporters. We'll have also the culmination of our Women's Academy, which we ran this year. So we're running 2 pitch competitions, the founders in that group, but then it's also a wide open one for friends and family pitch competition. So those applications are open now, and you can get more information at betaboom.com.
When does the application close? And I'm sorry, I was also looking at some text.
Oh, no
coming
problem.
When is the
close on the 13th, September 13th.
And when is the actual event?
September 24th.
Oh, right after ours.
Yes.
It's a great time to plug it for those of you that have joined this conversation and aren't familiar with where this is going. We're having the 6 regional women's fast pitch competitions. The winner of each region then goes on as a finalist in our Women's Venture Summit, which is the final event on September 18th and 19th. Pitch is on the 19th, but due diligence is on the 18th, and there's a whole process. Someone should pop a link to the tickets in the chat, and if you want to join us there, that's great.
I'll be attending that, and I also am excited to see the companies coming from that, to see where they can go. So very excited about the talent that I'm seeing coming from this pitch competition.
Oh, are you joining us for the boot camp too? The investor boot camp?
I'll be in the audience.
All right.
But you can ask me, maybe I'll help support other ways. But right now I'm an audience member.
Perfect. Well, I think the judges have made a decision, so it looks like they're going to be popping back in a second. Thank you so much for joining us, Kimmy. It was wonderful.
Thank you, Raven. I'm looking forward to the 18th.
We are too. Okay, it looks like I know who the audience winner is, but I will wait till Sylvia pops back in to make any announcements. Oh, okay, the judges are coming back online.
Thank you so much. I know that you guys had a great discussion, and we had a good discussion too. We have some news. So we're so excited to be back, and the judges are going to give a little bit of feedback because, let's see the little drum roll, please. A little drum roll, drum roll. Scores were so close that we have a tie for first place. And so the tie are the two companies that will be continuing on to the Women's Venture Summit is Symba and Healium. So good job to both of them. Well done. I'm super excited for you. But let's see, Sue, do you want to start? Because this was a fantastic conversation that we had.
But first of all, you guys were all fantastic. So you made it incredibly difficult for the judges. Each one of you is just obviously amazing and passionate about what you're doing and doing just, leading amazing companies. So it was really challenging. But what stood out for us for Healium, first of all, you're solving a really challenging problem. Stress is such anxiety, stress, all the things that you're targeting. Mental health is an epidemic in and of itself, let alone with the pandemic. So, we love the impact that you're making with your solution. We also love that you have a really strong proprietary position. And, we think that will really help you to make a difference going forward. So, absolutely great job. We love what you're doing.
Thank you so much. So appreciate the opportunity to share. Thanks.
And then I think another judge wanted to say something. Amy? About Symba?
Yeah. Actually, it was Aurelia.
Okay, Oralia. Okay, Oralia, go ahead. Symba?
I think I'm on mute. Oh yeah. So
you're unmuted. You go ahead.
Yeah. So we were just when we were deliberating with the judges, I thought we were all very impressed with what you had, the impact that you're making, number one, and really the potential that this definitely has to offer. But again, we already rave enough about you. There's a huge opportunity, and really the type of different. Sorry, I'm going through my notes because I wanted to be fair to share what the judges had shared. But we love you all. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, yeah. So we love the impact that you're having. There's definitely a lot of potential. The fact that you're thriving amidst the pandemic, that just speaks volumes to what you have to offer. So all of our bets are on both of you, honestly. So congratulations.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. Everybody did such a great, fantastic job.
Great job.
Ava, I know that you went off mute. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
The co-winner. And then I also get to announce the Audience Choice Award. So the Audience Choice Award for Midwest is BioStrandz. Congratulations. Yay. You did such a great job. Wonderful. So without further ado, I said that like probably like 10,000 times tonight, but thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining for an hour and a half. I know it was a little bit longer than expected, but these female founders are just rocking it. And please join us next week on Tuesday when we have another pitch competition. Next week is Northwest, and then we go and travel Southwest, and then we go to San Diego every single week on Tuesday at 3 p.m. For the time that is in that zone. And then join us on the 18th and 19th for the Women's Venture Summit. We're super excited to have you. There's so much engagement and opportunities to learn and panels. We even have like a gamified due diligence. Stay tuned, because that's my favorite part. So we're really excited about having you join us on YouTube, like us, Facebook, Instagram. We're all over the place. Connect with us. We're here to make a resource for you. So thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the video to sum up today's event. And we'll see you next week. I'm trying to find my sharing feature. Give me 1 second. There we go. I got that now. And I want to make sure that everybody knew that audience choice is BioStrandz. Just want to make sure. And share the screen now. And I'm finally doing it right. So Thank you so much for being with us tonight. And we're really excited, and join us next week. Bye-bye.